I look like that guy in the Goonies. Anyways, so we just went to Home Goods because we got that rug last weekend and it was giving off blue vibes, and that's not what we're going for in our bedroom. So we went to go return it, and we went to go return it at the Home Goods near us, which is like a mile away. It's right next to the grocery store. It's actually a trash Home Goods, I'm not gonna lie. It's the worst Home Goods in America. It's the worst Home Goods I've ever been to, which is why I solely only return things there. But we went there, and in the car on the way over, John's like about to put in the address to the other Home Goods, and I was like, oh, what are you doing? Like, let's just go to the one near us. And he was like, but we didn't get it there. You're not gonna be able to return it. And I was like, yes, you are. I didn't say like you're so dumb, but like it was implied, you know? I was like, of course you can. Like, I'm a return queen. Like, of course you can return it.
And I hate returning.
And John like hates returning things. And this is exactly, like, John will not return anything, and it like annoys me. I'm like, you're just wasting money. And he's just like, no, it wastes my time, and my time is more valuable. Not than a $300 rug, but like, say like a $10 t-shirt or something.
The last thing that you had me return at Marshall's that 100% they'll take back, those pans didn't take back. I said, you guys want to give you store credit? They said, no, you can throw them out in the garbage outside and don't leave it here. Fucker.
It was pans. And we cooked on them one time, and they got ruined, absolutely destroyed. And we were like, this is BS. Like, and I was like, just take it back. Like, they're definitely gonna take it back. And
absolutely not.
They were like, no, we're definitely not taking those back. You cooked on them.
What were you thinking?
So anyways, we get there, and John does the returning, and I'm gonna like go scout around to see if there's anything good there, which there literally never is, but you know, can't go into Home Goods and not look. And I'm like perusing the channels, and I get a phone call. It's John. He's like, yeah, they told me we have to go return it at the other location. The good Home Goods is in El Segundo. The trash one is in, I don't even remember. So I feel like those other people just didn't want us to return the rug there.
Yeah, the location sucks.
There was literally no issue. The numbers matched up perfectly fine. Fuck that Home Goods, dude. Do not go to the Home Goods in, in Westchester? That shit sucks. Now we're gonna pop into Ulta because I have a few makeup products that I want to restock on. And I haven't been to Ulta in so long, so. I love Juvia's place. They have such a good range of foundation like this. If you guys have been looking for the Charlotte Tilbury flawless filter, this is a really good dupe, and it is like a third of the price. This is what we came for, guys. Cool. So it's completely sold out. We love TikTok because they just sell out everything. If you're not new here, you know how much I fucking love the LA Girl Bare lip liner. It's literally the only lip liner, one of the only lip liners that I use. So I'm gonna buy all of them. That's mean. I'm gonna leave one. Okay, we just got back from Trader Joe's, so we're gonna do a little Trader Joe's haul. We are not Trader Joe's people. I know that there are Trader Joe's stands, but we are not. But I did enjoy going there. We specifically went there for the pepperoni pizza, like, wait, what's it called? It's called like pepperoni pizza cheese.
Pizza cheese.
It's pizza cheese. Is it pepperoni? Is that, it's just called pizza cheese. And we went there for that, and they didn't have it. But I'll show you a little haul of what we did get. We didn't get a lot of stuff, but Persian cucumbers. They slap way harder than the big cucumbers, and it's so funny, but I was actually influenced to start eating Persian cucumbers instead of bigger cucumbers by, what is her name? Emma Chamberlain. And once I started, I will never eat a regular cucumber ever again. Then we got tzatziki because tzatziki has a gorilla grip on my entire life right now. I think about it pretty much every single second of every day. Some yellow squash, an onion, some little grape tomatoes, cauliflower, romaine lettuce, some bananas. I eat a lot of bananas. I could probably eat like 5 bananas a day, but I don't, but I could. And then these little potatoes. Then we got some organic banana chips and some oat milk, obviously. Moving on to the camera, but people have been asking or saying that they've been seeing Jon a lot more in my stories, and they're asking if he quit his job. And yes and no. So he did quit his job at Kaiser. He could explain what he was because I'm sure I'm gonna butcher it, but he was a clinical specialist physical therapist.
Nice.
Was it right?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's what he was. And he wanted a little bit more flexibility so in his schedule that he wasn't getting with Kaiser. So he
See if you can get it.
what?
See if you can get it.
Okay. So he decided to do a concierge home health physical therapy gig. I didn't know how to, I don't know the word.
I'm
What?
a clinical specialist home health physical therapist.
A clinical specialist home health therapist now, which means he goes to people's houses. He doesn't have the traditional 9 to 5 anymore. That's why you've been seeing him more often, and that's why he is in my videos more, how he's helping me more, why I'm able to pump out a lot more content now, because although I like to film stuff for you guys, editing is pretty much the bane of my existence, and all.
It just takes a lot of time.
Yeah,
No
it just,
matter what. Even if you're good at it,
right.
It just takes time.
Right. I'm hoping to do 3 vlogs a month and then, or 2 vlogs a month and then like 2 to 3 other videos. So that would be 4 to 5 videos a month. I don't know. Did I just say that I was going to do 3 videos a month and now I'm doing 5? I hope that you guys are interested. Because I think that's where I get like caught up too. I'm like, oh, nobody cares. But like.
But then you all ask for the recipes. So I know you care.
They care. All right, well, we're gonna cook this up and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, here is the shrimp gnocchi. We also added some spinach to it, so it looks really, really, really good. Yum. Tonight's menu, drink menu. We got cut waters. I'm having the vodka mule, Jon's having the lime margarita. And on the dinner menu, we're having shrimp fried rice. It has a lot of steps. I personally am not gonna be taking over this segment because I suck at cooking and Jon is the chef in the household. All I know is there's a lot of steps and I wouldn't be able to cook it on my own, so take it away. Jon,
Yeah.
I was filming a lot of videos today. He was helping me, but at the same time, he was prepping some of this stuff, so I literally have no idea what is going on here. So he's gonna explain it, and I'm going to get some ice for my drink. Just a little disclaimer, we've never done a cooking segment, nor did we do any research beforehand to know exactly what to do for a cooking segment, so buckle up. Now, take it away.
So you're gonna get a rice, preferably a sticky rice from the store. This is the one I got. I use it all the time. And you are going to follow the directions on the back exactly how they're shown. But the key to sticky rice and the key to fried rice is doing it early. So I did it at like 3 p.m. and then it has time to cool. And then when it has time to cool, it will fry up a lot better. So if you try to fry it when it's hot and it's wet, it's not gonna fry as well. So I would just do that ahead of time. Yeah,
okay.
Ahead of time I would just prep the rice. The other thing
I
I did was...
not for the faint of heart.
The other thing I did was thaw the shrimp. So we just have shrimp here.
Yeah, we just get a bag of frozen shrimp at Ralph's. I'll put everything exactly in the description.
You can put any vegetables you want in it, but we're just gonna do zucchini and then lemon for the shrimp.
Personally, I would like a little bit of broccoli in there, but we don't have broccoli.
And then also we're gonna have these chives, and then we have garlic. This recipe is pretty healthy, except it uses a lot of butter. So we have a lot of butter. And then
Kerrygold.
we have a bit of soy sauce and ponzu sauce that we're gonna be putting on the rice when we're starting to fry it. And
I feel like the sauce is key. Like, I feel like we use like a lot of sauces. I feel like there's always one more on that.
And I'm not gonna say that this is the original recipe. I literally just based it off the one at Benihana, so it should taste similar. Garlic powder, pepper, sesame seed, any sesame seeds you want, lemon pepper to cook the shrimp, and then this is like the best seasoning ever. If you get that, it just goes as a topper, a last seasoning, and it has a little bit of seaweed, a little bit of
Where'd
sweet,
you get this?
a little bit of salt. They have it at Ralph's.
Oh.
And so basically what I'm going to do is cook the vegetables and then cook the shrimp separately and then put it all together with the rice and then cook all that together. And that's it. Pretty simple. It's you just make a bunch of stuff and you put it all together. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's simple, I think. I don't think it's the hardest recipe. You don't have to be exact on anything, and I never am, so that's that. You can salt it as much as you want or not salt it as much as you want, but when I'm cutting these, I'm gonna cut them really, really small.
Like dice. Like dice them, yeah. Look at Delaney working out with those pigtails. She has been hitting it.
I'm proud of her.
The shade, is that shade towards me? I literally haven't worked out since before we went to Mammoth.
I'm proud of her because she said that was going to be her New Year's thing to start working out more consistently.
I mean, yeah, that's my New Year's thing too.
You never said that.
I feel like it's
I feel like you're just making a New Year's thing that you
I feel like it's always.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. If one person...
but I would like to. I would like to work out more, but...
Okay.
There's so many things working against me, I feel.
First of all, you probably have to get up early to work out. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that's the only reason that I can get a workout in is because I get up early and just do it and then I'm done.
Oh, this is how diced you want the zucchini or the squash to be. Sometimes we do the zucchini.
Oh, I cut my finger. I'm
John! Babe!
That would be funny.
That was bad. Yeah.
One time when I watched a cooking show, they said you should hold your knife like this.
Oh, sorry. Trying to be the main character here.
So...
What?
You should hold your knife like that when you're chopping. I don't know, I said you have better control over it or something, so I started doing it. It's pretty cool. Makes you feel special.
Yeah.
Feel a certain sort of way.
Yeah.
Chefs are gonna be like, oh my god, it's so stupid.
What chefs are gonna watch this?
There's somebody comment that your husband is a chef or your wife is a chef because I know it's gonna happen. Or your partner or a non-binary.
Can we just take a second for this really cute sweatsuit that I just got in today from and it's already linked on my like to know, but I'll link it below. If it's still available, that shit, they sell out quick. Sorry. Okay, so I think another thing that is key about this recipe is that we use sesame oil.
You can't use like olive oil, it's just gonna taste bad.
Yeah.
We use butter and sesame oil, and it ends up tasting pretty good. But you gotta really cook this stuff because when they cook it, if you don't have like a Blackstone at home, then you gotta kind of char it, so you have to cook it on hot. And then I got this wok because
we just got this the other day when we were at Home Goods, and we got that rug that we eventually had to return this week. Oh, that's on this vlog. Whenever we got that rug, we got this little wok.
I I just put sesame oil in, and we're just gonna cook the shrimp until it's charred, and the same with these vegetables. Any vegetables you want, so it's charred, however long it takes. And then I put a bit of pepper.
As someone who doesn't cook, I mean,
as long as it takes, until it looks how it looks in this video. And I cook it on high, and then a little bit of lemon pepper in with the shrimp. And then a little bit of garlic powder in with both. And then a squeeze or two of garlic, or if you're using fresh cloves, a couple cloves of garlic, however much you like.
This Moscow Mule is actually really good.
Yeah, those ones are really good, and they're good percentage. The pepper, a little bit of garlic salt or garlic powder, and a little bit of fresh garlic. And then I'm gonna add a tiny bit of lemons to these shrimp. And so we're cooking these separate, and then we're gonna cook them in with the rice after. But I like to cut up the shrimp after I cook it, because it makes it easier to eat and it's easier to cook.
Yeah, cutting up the
So I'm just cooking the shrimp now. I transferred the shrimp into a bigger pan, and the zucchini is done. And we're just gonna brown this up a little bit. Everything I cook on like medium high. Like things. So this is looking good. This is what it should look like. A little char on the outside. And then I am going to just transfer it over onto here. And you can use a baking sheet or whatever you want. Just be careful because it's obviously hot.
And don't cook in anything that you want to...
Yeah, never cook in good clothes.
Stink.
Because there's always going to be oil and it will ruin your clothes. So once the shrimp has cooled down a little bit, then you want to just cut it up. I put some butter in the pan, and I would say it's like 3 tablespoons or so, but when you go to Benihana, they crush it with the butter, so I don't think you could ever add too much butter to this. Just depends. If you want to use oil, just use an oil with like a low burning point. So olive oil probably wouldn't be the best, maybe like vegetable oil or something like that. And then we talked about sesame oil being really good because it has good flavors, but I'll add some of that after. But you just want to let this get nice and hot with butter. With butter you don't want it to get too hot because it'll burn, so just cook it on like medium. And then we're gonna add in the rice that you made earlier. The rice has been cooking for about 10 minutes or so. She's getting a little bit crispy, which is great. And then I'm gonna add in the other stuff now. So I'm gonna add in the shrimp, or scrimp as we call it. And then I'm gonna add in whatever other vegetables you have. So we're adding in all of the vegetables and the shrimp and the rice, but I forgot to make the eggs, so I'm gonna turn off the heat on that and make the eggs real quick. Eggs adds a little bit of extra protein, and it's definitely a key part of shrimp fried rice. Tastes really good. Put in the eggs, and then Penelope's gonna have half an egg, so we gotta minus that from it, because she hears the eggs crack and she comes on over.
She comes
right there.
running, bro.
Dink! Oh, there she is. She comes running for her egg. Enough. So you just fold it over and you just put it on medium heat. And then, like I said, broccoli would be really good in here. Oh, Darnell is pissed because I didn't give her her egg.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to give Darnell a little bit of egg. So basically for the rice, all I'm going to do is keep stirring it until it gets fully done.
How long would you say?
10 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes. Until it starts until it starts turning brown and burning a little bit.
Okay, so now while John does that, we're going to tell you the story of how we obtained Penelope, the best dog in the entire world. So we had been like actively looking for a Yorkie specifically, just because
Blake had been actively looking. I was not looking.
You said it was fine. You said it was fine.
I said it was fine to get a dog, but I was not actively looking.
No, I was the one actively looking, but John was like, yeah, I think it'd be cool to have a dog. So this was probably like 4 years ago, and we've been dating for a year, I would say. Okay, so I have Yorkies at home. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So I grew up with Yorkies, and that's why I wanted a Yorkie, because I love them so much. But I also kind of wanted to rescue one, because I just know that there's a lot of dogs out there that don't have great homes. But the rescues, there's just not that many Yorkies, because I feel like a lot of people want them. So I was on Craigslist and I saw this post for a 2-year-old Yorkie that needed to be rehomed for whatever reason.
The reason that I needed to get rehomed was because the guy's kids were playing too rough with Penelope, and she's little, and he said he couldn't afford it if they hurt her, and so he wanted to rehome her for her safety.
Mm-hmm. So we met up with him in Long Beach at like 10 p.m. at night, so we met up with him at like 10 p.m. because he just like wasn't answering my texts, and then we actually were not gonna go see her because he had been like kind of flaky with the whole like communicating thing, and he had been kind of flaky with the whole communication, and he was just like leaving me on red a lot and was just being kind of sketchy. So we literally waited for him to give us his address at a Whole Foods, because we were like basically already on our way. So we're like, all right, we'll just like wait until he gives us the address. And we waited there for like 2 hours, and we were like, all right, come here, Pete. We were like, all right, he's not, come here. We were like, okay, he's just not following through, he's flaky, we're just gonna go home. So we get home, no joke, we like put on a movie, and he texts us back, and he's like, hey, sorry, this is my address. And we both look at each other and we were like, should we go? And it was 10 o'clock at night, so we were like, should we go? It's still like a 30-minute drive, and we were like, we're not doing anything else anyway. And the next day, John actually took off of work, or like didn't have work or something, so we were like, you know what, we have nothing to do, let's just go see her.
So the reason the guy wasn't texting Blake was because her number was from New York, and he thought she was scamming him because he's from LA. Mm-hmm. So that's why he wasn't responding, and he told us that when we got there.
Yeah.
But the other thing about it was, when I looked up where it was, there are not so nice parts of Long Beach, and it was in a not so nice area.
Yeah.
And it was nighttime, and so it was kind of a sketchy place to go, and so it was kind of iffy.
Yeah, it was a little dicey.
Yeah, it just wasn't it's not the best area in terms of location.
Yeah, so we get in the car, we're driving down there, John's like, get your notes out and write down all of these questions, like you better ask him these questions, and he's like saying all of these, what's wrong? And he's like saying all of these things, like trying to be so hard, like, if she's big, we're not taking her. If she's this, we're not taking her. If she's this, we're not taking her. And like, if she's anything other than what is that was that one picture online, like we're leaving, like we're not. I was like, okay, all right, sounds good. And we still had to pay him. It wasn't like we just got her for free, but we left the money in the car, and we're literally talking to the guy for like, well, first of all, hold on. So we pull up to the house, the GPS is like, you've arrived, and we're like, wait, where are we? We do not see like any houses even with lights on, basically, and we're like, wait, what?
There were cars like parked on the sidewalk. There were cars without tires, like on cinder blocks.
Yeah. So we were like, what is going on? And so we text him, we're like, hey, we're here, and he's like, okay, I'll be right out. So we leave the money in the car.
So we pull up, pull up, and I see a big dog in a window.
Not a big dog, but like a big Yorkie.
20 pound, like a 20 pound dog.
Like a 15-pound Yorkie.
And I look in the window and I go, that's a dog, we're not taking it.
We're leaving.
No way.
If that's a scam. I was like, all right.
So the guy came out without Penelope, and he was talking, without her. And then she strolled up and took her little pee. He was like,
no, well, yeah, he didn't like fully come out and like talk to us.
And he basically knew everything about Penelope. He said his cousin is a breeder, and Penelope was a runt, and she had these little protruding ribs, and this is why she's so little, and he knew her vaccine record, and he knew everything about her, and I said, worst comes to worst, if she ends up being stolen or she ends up being lost, we can just return her to her rightful owner, which is fine. But I don't think so at all, because he was super nice, and he was super sad about it, and he was really broken up that he was gonna have to give away his kid's dog, and so we reassured him that we were gonna take care of her, and we made him feel good about it. And then right when we got her home, she took a shit on the couch and flung it everywhere. Right, so in the meantime, I finished our dinners. So this is the finished product, and I usually add on, this seasoning is the best. And so I add on this seasoning at the end for me and Blake. Just a little bit on the top. And then, honestly, the absolute best thing to eat this with is
seaweed
ginger dressing.
Yeah.
And this ginger dressing from Ralph's is the best thing ever. And so you just pour a little bit on top, or mix it around, and then that's it. Simple.
Took my chick up to the north, yeah, badass bitch. I get my lighting from the source, yeah. And I see all I can't say. See me as I am, swear I do the best I can, yeah. I'm not going.
Alright guys, I don't know if this is going to be the end of the vlog, but if it is, thank you guys so much for watching till the end. Definitely let me know what other types of content you guys are interested in seeing, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!